Hello guys. So in this session we are going to learn how to send email alerts using Elastic Stack. Okay. So let's start. So first of all, prerequisites. So we need AWS account with Ubuntu 24.04 LTS EC2 instance. Then we need at least 2 CPU cores and 4 GB RAM. And we need Docker and Docker Composer. Okay. So as you can see here, I have successfully launched my instance with the Ubuntu 24.04 LTS. And here we are going to install Docker and Docker Composer in this session. Okay, so let's start. So first of all, the first step is let's install Docker and Docker Composer. Okay, so for that, first of all, we need to update our system package. So let's update the system package using sudo apt update command. Okay, then next is let's install Docker and Docker Composer using the following command. Okay, it's done. Now the next step is let's create Docker Compose file. So we need to create a Docker Compose YAML file to define the Elastic Stack services. So the command is sudo nano docker compose.yaml file. And in this file, we are going to add this data. Save the file and exit. Okay. Then the next step is let's prepare configuration file for bits. So we are going to create a directory with the name myworkdir using the mkdir command. So if I run the ls command, as you can see, okay, already exists. Okay. Okay, so we have successfully created this our file with the name myworkdir folder, and in this folder we are going to create filebit.yaml file. Okay, so in this file we are going to add this data. Okay, so in this file we are going to add this data the from this file bit, right? Just a second. Yes, from file bit input to this. Okay, so let's add this data. Okay, then the next is let's create a metric bit YAML file. So same folder, we are going to create another file with the name metric bit YAML file, and in this file we are going to add this data to monitoring. Okay, so let's save. Okay, so after that, next is let's start the Elastic Stack using Docker Composer. Okay, so let's start the services using the Docker Composer. So the command is sudo docker composer up hyphen d to start the services, right? So let's wait for few seconds. So it's full complete. Let's pull for Kibana, right? First for Elasticsearch, now the second for Kibana. Okay. Now third for file bit. And next for this metric bit. As you can see, first is you can see a file bit, then metric bit, Kibana, and Elastic Search. Okay, it's done as you can see. Okay. Now to verify it's running or not, so we are going to run this command docker composer ps-a to verify. As you can see, it's 20 seconds, 23, 23, and 70 seconds to status. And as you can see, the ports. Okay, you want to check in detail. As you can see, the 5601 for Kibana and 9200 for Elasticsearch. Okay. So let me clear screen first. Okay. Now the next step is let's set the password for Elastic user. So Elasticsearch enables security by default. So reset the password for Elastic user using the following command. So we need to reset the password. Okay. So let's run this command to reset our password. So please enter confirm that you would like to continue. Yes. So enter your password for Elastic Search. Enter and re-enter for confirmation. Okay, password for Elasticsearch user successfully reset. Okay, after that, after resetting our password, we need to update the file bit configuration file to including the Elasticsearch credentials. So let's open this filebit.yaml file in this work directory. And in this, we are going to enter our password. Okay. Okay. So here, let's go to the output Elasticsearch and inside here, after host, enter username, colon, username is Elastic, right? Then password, colon, in double quote, enter your password. Okay. So check for once after host, right? Username, in double quote Elastic, and password. So my password is DevOps. Okay. So I'm going to save this here. Okay. So let's save the file and exit. Okay. Then after that, next is let's update the metric configuration file used to Elasticsearch credentials to add Elasticsearch credentials. So here in this metric file, so let's go to the output Elasticsearch here and enter the username and password of Elasticsearch. So you need to be careful about indentation. Okay. So right, and then you can add here also after enable. I'm going to remove this post line. You need to careful about indentation, right? So in Elasticsearch, we need to careful about indentation. Okay, now it's done. Okay, Let's save the file and exit. Okay. So let's restart the container. So first shut down the containers. Okay. Okay, it's done. So let's run this command to shut down the containers. And now let's start the containers because we made some changes. Okay, it's done. Okay, now let's move to the next step. Now the next step is let's secure Kibana with service token. So to securely connect Kibana to Elasticsearch, generate a service account token. So let's run this command to generate a service account token. Enter for once. Sometimes it give some because we started this. Okay, so wait for few seconds. Okay, as you can see, this is our token. Sometimes it take few minutes to restart. So I'm going to copy this token and paste in Notepad. Okay. Then the next step is let's generate a encryption key. Okay. Using the following command, let's generate an encryption key. So this is our encryption key. You need to copy this also. Copy and paste. Okay. Now the next is now update the docker composer.yaml file. So let's update using the following command. So let's edit using nano. And here you need to enter. So as you can see here in Kibana, right below this port number, you need to enter this in Kibana ports. Okay, but you need to update with your Elasticsearch token, your encryption key. Okay, so I'm going to remove this token and replace with my token. Here is my token that I have generated. Okay, and I'm going to remove this encryption key. That third one also and fourth one. That's the same encryption key that expect security, expect encryption, and the third one. Okay, so let's copy the encryption key. Okay, that's it. Okay, now let's save the file and exit. Okay, now after that, let's restart the service. So for that, let's down the compose. As you can see, there is an error. That means in this, there is a indentation. So let's check for once. Here, as you can see, this deep paints. And as you can see that environment indentation is not proper and depend is not proper also. Okay. Okay, now let's save the file and exit. As I told you, you need to careful about indentation. If any error, then there is a error like this. Okay. Okay, so it's composed down. Now let's compose up. That means we are going to restart the service, right? Down and up. Okay, so it's done. Now let's move to the next step. Now the next step is let's access Kibana observability. So open your browser and navigate to this your instance IP and 56014 for Kibana. So let's copy the instance IP and hit on browser, and the port number is 5601. So we need to wait for a few seconds to access Kibana. Okay, so as you can see, it's elastic. It's loading the dashboard of Kibana. Going to refresh. Okay, as you can see, loading elastic. Okay, username. So your username is elastic and your password. So my password is DevOps, in that we have successfully reset the password. Okay, so click on login. Explore my own. So as you can see, we have successfully logged into our Kibana. So now click on observability. Okay, so you will see the overview here. Okay, now let's go to the infrastructure and inventory here. Now let's create email alert. Okay, so here you can see alerts. Okay, so here manage rules. So and create rule, and here search for metric. There's all. Okay, so here enter name. So I'm going to enter name demo, and here when average of, so here I mention when average of and office system dot cpu dot total ptc. Then after that the above range is 0.9. Okay, so let's check for once. Okay, okay, now click on save rule. So after that you can see rule is successfully created. Okay, so now go back to the alerts. Okay, and now here as you can see your alert is trigger, you can see. Okay, so now here after that let's go to the stack management. So and after that here let's go to the connectors, and here you can see create connectors. So to set up email connector, you need to upgrade your license to manage license. Okay, so that's why you click on manage license and select start. After that, start trial. Click on my start trial. After that, you can see our trial license is active. Okay, now go back to the connectors. Okay, and here click on create connector and select email. Okay, so you enter email alert. Okay, so you need to enter this data here. So first of all, connector name. Okay, so I'm going to enter name, then connector settings. email. Okay. Okay. And then service Gmail. Okay. And then enter your username. Okay. After that, in this password, here you need to enter a password of your app password. So if you don't know how to create app password, so let me create. So let's go to the settings of your Gmail and here search for app. So as you can see, app password, and firstly enter your password of email. Okay. After that, you need to enter a pass app name. So I'm going to enter a name demo. Let's create. And this is your password. So you need to copy your password. And I'm going to paste here. Okay. So that's your app password that we are going to use here. Okay. So enter this app password here. Okay. And after that, click on save and test. Okay. Then after that, you need to fill this edit connectors or two. Okay. So enter to field where you want to send the email. Okay. So I'm going to send email and subject. So I'm going to enter subject like high CPU uses. Okay. And a message. Okay. So message will be anything critical high CPU uses. Okay. Okay. Now click on run and run the test. If this field is okay, then it's test was success. Okay. And you can see the result. You can see the test is successful message. Okay, let's check your Gmail to see if the alert is sent or not. Okay, so let's go to the Gmail and I'm going to refresh the page. As you can see here, and as you can see the time and so on, you can see 0 minutes ago, 350, right? Critical high CPU uses. Okay, so it's done, right? So it's done. So in this session, we have learned how to send email alert using Elastic Stack. So thank you for watching and I hope you understand.